right? We are living through so much history in real time. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Um, so the day after, it was a blue wave, y'all. And so here's what I knew that a lot of people did not know. I knew that Black women were doing a damn thing behind the scenes. From the Win with Black Women calls, from being involved, from being engaged, from having friends that run orgs, that get women together. Oh, yeah, Sharon? What'd you think last night? It was lively. It was a lot of energy on the set last night. Ah, what happened? Oops, sorry. That was my phone. Um, but yeah, it was, last night was lively. Mississippi, Virginia. So much history was made last night. The country showed up and said, enough is enough. And what's interesting about Spanberger, I don't know if a lot of people know this about her, but she has a very deep national security background. So I'm very curious um, how she is going to put her finger on the pulse of some of the national security and foreign policy issues that we are facing now in this country. From sending military to American cities to doing extrajudicial killings in the South Caribbean Sea. Um, but it was a big night all around. Prop 50 in California passed. A lot of local elections. There were over 39. I think there were 39 elections last night in the country. And it was a blue wave. Now, what does that mean for 26? It could be a similar situation to what happened last night. But before we even get there, we have to get there first, right? So now what Trump world understands is that the country is not feeling them, right? So they can't win in a straight up fight. So that means they're going to play dirty. And what does that mean? Usually, when they play dirty, that means Americans have to suffer some sort of way, right? It's going to be some sort of pain involved. So, does that mean it's going to be more military in our cities? Is it going to be more people at polling centers trying to block people to vote? It's going to be some sort of shenanigans. So I'm just saying that because I want people to be very prepared. I want people to have plans, and I don't want people to be discouraged or to be nervous about it, because we're going to get through it. And for everybody talking about, I had posted a clip from being on Roland Martin last night, and basically what I said is like, you know, I heard y'all was looking for us. Y'all want to know why we not even see like us in abundance at No Kings and all that? We showed up again at the ballot box again. 90% of Black folks voted for Abigail Spanberger in Virginia. 45% of white folks voted for Abigail Spanberger in Virginia. We understand the assignment. We understand what's at risk. We understand the stakes. We understand that the soul of this country is a very, very dark place. Oh my God. What kind of baby is that? Hi, honey pie. You are gorgeous. I just saw the most beautiful dog. Oh my God. I get distracted with dogs. Ancestral understanding and power. Absolutely. Some people I saw this one meme last night. Um, where people were dancing at an after party after Spanberger won. And I think the caption was something like, Black folks voting for a white lady, white folks not voting for the white lady. But, Republicans say the people, the chief architects of identity politics, they want to do anti-Black everything, anti-DEI, anti-woke, anti-CRT. They don't even know what those things mean. But yet, you have Winsome up there talking about, I'm Black, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Y'all not gonna vote. Y'all not gonna vote on my record. But hey, I'm Black. Black people, I'm Black. How that work? I thought that wasn't supposed to be a thing in MAGA world. See how that works? See how that works? And Virginia, for me, when I think about, I said this last night on Roland and I got cut off, but I'm going to say it right now. When I think about the historical importance of what happened in Virginia, the capital of the Confederacy, y'all, I hope people out there understand the historical significance of Richmond. When John Wilkes Booth shot and assassinated Abraham Lincoln, his one and only goal was to get back to Richmond where he could feel safe and protected. True story. Wow. First Black lieutenant governor who was sidelined by the party because of some text messages. He still won. And then another thing, I'm not going to stay on too long. Because I got somewhere to be. What was important to me that I learned about messaging is that it's local. The way that elections are local, messaging is also local, right? So one of the takeaways, one of the messages you get from a Mamdani versus a Spanberger, two different campaigns. One huge personality, the other one, a woman who's been in the national security community for a very long time. She's low key. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's low key. She's going to be about the issues, two different types of messaging, two different types of races. And that's another thing that last night revealed. So why is that important? As we scream and shout at them saying, y'all need to get messaging right. Y'all need to get messaging right. I'd argue what they understood was messaging is local. Mamdani with the taxi cab drivers. Or the first time I encountered him when he was doing a video about ferries. That's a very New York thing to care about. Right? The messaging has to be local. What does that mean for national messaging? I think that's pretty simple. You take the things that worked in the local elections, the things that people care about, and you apply it nationally. The housing crisis, the healthcare crisis, the unemployment crisis, the racism crisis, the xenophobia crisis, the sexism crisis. These are all digestible things that people can wrap their head around. And I'd also posit many folks in my community say that foreign policy, hi Jacqueline, that foreign policy doesn't win elections. Okay, maybe not on its face, but I think we have a very strong case study with 2024 with Israel and Gaza and Michigan. People care about the extrajudicial killings in Venezuela. They care about that. And you know who else cares about that? Not just Democrats, independents. National Security Action put a poll out into the field. I agree, Sharon. I have been screaming and yelling that the South, that the Dems need a Southern strategy, not Southern strategy. I don't mean to traumatize anybody by recalling the horribleness of the Southern strategy. I am simply saying that there needs to be a strategy. Voter turnout in Louisiana is a problem. Mississippi showed out last night, though. Voter turnout in the South is the problem. And you want to know why it's a problem? Because people aren't motivated to get to the polls because they see every politician as the same politician, that their lives aren't changing. Nothing's getting better. So why go vote? You have to give people a reason to. You have to give it's in the heart. This is emotional. You got to make an emotional connection to people for their vote. You can't just show up 5 minutes before the vote and ask for it. Elections are local. You got to spend time in the South. You got to apply the Stacey Abrams method across the South. It has to be authentic. It has to be genuine. If one thing I know about Southerners as a Southerner, authenticity, and I know we throw that word around so much that it actually has lost its potency. But Southerners love authenticity, even if you are an asshole racist. We rather deal with that asshole racist versus you being an asshole racist behind my back. That is tried and true in the South, honey. Come as you are, show up so I know who I'm dealing with. I mean, that type of authenticity. I'm not talking about, I'm hopping on live after I get up out of bed so y'all can just see me looking how I look, when I wake up. That's not what I mean. But yeah, Sharon, I completely agree. So yes, last night was a win that many, many people needed. So many people have been feeling down and scared and worried about the future of our country, worried if people were going to get outside and vote because of the scare tactics, right? The kind of election interference tactics. They can do all the gerrymandering they want to. We got this. We show up the way we did last night. And if I have to show up bigger in 26, we're going to have to protect each other, make sure that we are all informed with the information we need to know before we get to the polls in every single precinct in this country. Election security. Make sure your communities and your friends have everything they need. Yes, I saw that. Yep. I knew that Prop 50 was going to pass. Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that Newsom was transparent about it and he got the voters involved. They didn't try to do like, something sneaky and underhand. People appreciate transparency. Like, is that what he would like to be doing? No. But you can't show up to a knife fight without a knife. Duh. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. It's so peaceful though, sitting right here. Being on the Hill, there's no one here. Just a few kind of passerbyers and, it's an eerie feeling knowing that the government is shut down and being here right now on the Hill. You have a great day too, Sharon. Hi, Jamal. Jamal, I'm just wrapping up. I will post this. Well, it's going to automatically post on my page anyway, so you can catch up. I was just saying what a night. And for all of us to be prepared for 2026, is they're going to try and do it'll be more than just underhand. It's going to be something that's going to try and directly interfere with people's ability to be able to vote. I remember when Zelensky was sitting next to Trump and Trump made it a point to point out how Ukraine has not had elections since Russia invaded again. And Trump said, I like that. Yeah, I bet I'm sure he does. So, when we see every 5 minutes, we about to be at war with somebody. I think a couple days ago it was Nigeria. And I saw something about Mexico yesterday and Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he's going to fabricate a war before then. All I'm saying is we've got to be prepared for it. We know something's coming. We need to be strategic about how we push back and strategic about how we show up to the polls. And that's going to be a community effort. All right, y'all. So the takeaway from this live, few things. Not only are elections local, messaging is also local. The country showed up last night and made a very clear statement with an exclamation point that enough is enough. All right, y'all. I'll keep y'all informed. I just wanted to hop on here. I saw an opportunity to come set up because usually it's so busy, like it's just so much going on up here. Like I never have time to like sit down and like take out my stand, my lights, my microphone. Like, this is a rare opportunity. So I wanted to take it and I wanted to say, everybody, be inspired, be encouraged, and we still have a lot of work to do. All right, y'all. Enjoy y'all's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right? Wednesday. Okay. I'll talk to y'all later. And last thing. So I'm going to try and do a security brief tomorrow. The rest of the week is pretty packed. But one of the things I do want to talk about is Sudan. Okay. I really want to do a deep dive about Sudan because while a lot of people are just now hearing about what's happening in Sudan, it's been going on for years. It's the largest humanitarian crisis that's happening in the world, and it's been happening for years, but it's at a critical point. I want to break that down for people. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later.